Okay, guys, welcome back to a new video here. So the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas has officially collapsed. So, I mean, just unbelievable news coming out this morning. We're seeing massive Israeli bombardment of the Gaza Strip. Is anybody really surprised by this? I mean, seriously. Again, if you've been listening to the channel the last few weeks, I predicted the ceasefire would not last that long. My expectation was that the Israelis and Trump, they probably agreed to, listen, we're going to get the hostages out, and then once things settle down, we'll go back in. They didn't even wait like a week. Like, it's legitimately insane. And just to say also, I mean, this isn't a surprise. Like, all the people, these fools, I'm sorry, that's what they are. They're fools. People saying the president should be getting a Nobel Peace Prize for his actions in the Gaza Strip. As I said, guys, this was not a peace agreement. This was a temporary ceasefire that did not even hold for 2 weeks. Okay, and the president is furious. People are super angry that he didn't get the Nobel Peace Prize for brokering this. Meanwhile, we're already seeing a resumption of the conflict after a couple of days. What a disgrace. So, I mean, again, all these people, what are they going to say now? The people who said the president brokered Middle East peace. What are you going to say now? I mean, unbelievable stuff here. And it all started coming out last night. And by the way, let's be very clear. Throughout this ceasefire, we were still seeing isolated attacks by the Israelis inside of the Gaza Strip, okay? And it's just legitimately insane to me that the way that the narrative is spun in the Western media behind this is so crazy. They get the hostages out. Now I'm really starting to expect, I assume, there was an agreement made between the Israelis and Trump. Okay, we're going to get the hostages out and then go back in. I think it's very obvious. I thought they would maybe have the courtesy to wait a couple weeks, but no, not even that. And it came out yesterday that the American State Department released a statement saying that the Hamas was planning to violate the ceasefire in a number of different actions. And again, you can see they were saying the pretext for a resumption of the conflict again. We're going to show you some clips of some Israeli bombardments here. And one of them in particular, you could just see the extent of the damage. So we're seeing multiple airstrikes being taken out inside of the Gaza Strip. Not only this, guys, the Israelis have released a statement saying, okay, Hamas is, and who knows what specific incident is being referred to, how did it started. The main story is the war is back on, okay? And according to the reports coming out now, Israel notified the United States via the command center overseeing the ceasefire agreement about its intention to carry out several waves of the airstrikes today, and it did not request permission from the Trump administration, according to Axios. So, I mean, that tells you really all you have to know. I mean, they don't even, like, it's just total, like, game on, we're here. And also, they also announced that the Israelis have announced they're no longer allowing any humanitarian aid into the Gaza Strip until further notice. I thought they were, again, if you've been listening to the Israelis for months now, they've been saying they've always allowed in humanitarian aid. Well, they're openly saying now that they're not allowing anything in. So, I mean, just imagine being a Palestinian, you think the war is over, and all of a sudden now you're, no humanitarian aid is coming inside of the Gaza Strip because of this. And there's a number of videos out there showing some Israeli airstrikes. And the number of Palestinians who've been killed is over 50. There's reports that Israeli soldiers have been killed. So it's game on. And if you look at some of the statements that have been made by the finance minister in particular in Israel, Smotrich, he said war. The defense minister, Ben-Gvir, said it's war. And you have to understand as well, guys, Benjamin Netanyahu, again, he's on the brink of losing and being removed from office. He faces a number of corruption trials inside of Israel. And in fact, these airstrikes are going to be basically delaying his next court hearing inside of Israel. Is that a coincidence? Does anyone think that's a coincidence? I don't know. Maybe it is, but consider me skeptical. So the Israelis released a statement saying, this is from the IDF, in response to the blatant violation of the ceasefire agreement earlier today, the IDF has begun a series of strikes against Hamas terror targets in southern Gaza. So they are openly announcing it's game on, we're back in. This lasted less than a week. Again, I just find it absolutely amazing. All the people out there who said the president deserves a Nobel Peace Prize for brokering Middle East peace. So therefore, Middle East peace is a ceasefire lasting less than 2 weeks. What a disgrace. And, I don't know how this ends, but I think it's pretty obvious at this point. They're going to try and take over the entirety of the Gaza Strip. I don't think there's any question about that. I just don't. And you see the ministers inside of Israel saying that's what the goal is at this point. So it's just not good. It's just not good. And then you have Benjamin Netanyahu yesterday making a number of comments saying that our eyes are focused and targeted on Iran now. So who knows? Maybe they're going to bomb Iran next. I don't know what's going on. But clearly, whatever the narrative out there that was... Look at the last video I posted, by the way, of the Piers Morgan going off on these two guests, basically saying, you have Trump derangement syndrome for not giving Trump credit. He brokered Middle East peace. What fools do these people look like now? Absolutely unbelievable, beyond pathetic, okay? It's not good. It's not good at all. And here's a clip we're going to show you of one video of Israeli bombardment inside of the Gaza Strip. We're going to see the extent of the damage. Here's a clip and we'll talk about it in just a second. And by the way, guys, if you're enjoying the content, make sure to like and subscribe. Super good for the algorithm, and it helps with the channel immensely. Again, we're trying to get to 3,000 subscribers, so let's try and get there soon. If you want to become a member as well, hit the join button below. Super, super grateful for all you guys. Been getting massive support recently. Patreon's down below as well. Here's a clip and we'll talk about it in just a second. Okay, so again, you see there some of the scale of the destruction. You're seeing multiple plumes of smoke all over the city. And again, it's not just isolated now like it was we saw isolated attacks during the ceasefire, but now we're seeing attacks in both the southern Gaza Strip and the northern Gaza Strip. And technically, they're saying the ceasefire is still in place, but it's not in place. You have dozens of Palestinians who've been killed, and we have a number of Israeli soldiers who've reportedly been killed already. So it's full-scale war, guys, okay? And it's not good. It's not good. And, who knows what happens next. But, it's going to be interesting to see what the president's statement is on this. Is there going to be any sort of, say, hey, Israel, you got to calm down. You got to stop this. Because the president said, it's over. It's peace. We're done with this. That's what the president of the United States said. So what will his reaction be to this now? It's going to be very interesting to see how he responds to this. But again, regardless, it looks like he got played once again by the Israelis and Benjamin Netanyahu. Or maybe he agreed to it the entire time. Who knows, okay? Let me know what you guys think of it in the comments section. But regardless, the war is back on inside of the Gaza Strip. And who knows what comes next. But, my big thing is also, I think eventually they're going to go back after Iran. So as of now, the ceasefire looks to appears to have absolutely collapsed. Massive Israeli bombardments all across the Gaza Strip. And humanitarian aid has been halted from entering the Gaza Strip. Over 2 million people have no access to aid coming in, food, water, and some medical supplies, which is also a violation of the ceasefire, of course, obviously. So totally insane. Guys, let me know what you think of this video, guys. Will this be just a blip in the radar? Will there eventually be peace? Or this full-scale war again? I'm not very optimistic, as you can see, but I hope I'm wrong. I really do. So let me know what you think in the comment section, guys. And again, make sure to like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content. And super good for the algorithm. And become a member below. Do a super thanks below. Do whatever you want. Regardless, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great night. Hopefully things improve, because it's not looking good right now. And we'll talk about it later.